Finally, some good news out of Cleveland. Dog Pound. The kind of update that sends a ripple through the city, stirring up that familiar mix of hope and hesitation we've all felt these past tough seasons. The Browns are grinding through another chapter of ups and downs, with the quarterback carousel spinning faster than anyone imagined. Whispers from the sidelines are building, fans leaning in close to catch every hint of what's next for this resilient squad. It's the moment where the orange and brown faithful hold their breath, wondering if redemption is on the horizon or just another twist in the tale. If you're part of this crew, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join the conversation. This community runs on real fans like you. Now here's the truth, the player at the center of this story, Deshaun Watson. Yeah, the guy who's been the lightning rod for so much drama, the face of that massive gamble back in 2022, is dropping hints that could shake up everything. Picture this, it's been over a year since that brutal Achilles tear sidelined him last October, turning what should have been a revival season into a nightmare of rehab and setbacks. Second surgery in January, months of grinding in the shadows, and now, just when the Browns are trying to find their footing with a patchwork lineup, Watson breaks his social media silence with a post that hits like a thunderclap. Be ready, he captions it, tagging his signature More Glory and flooding his feed with photos of the grind, the sweat, the steps, the scars from walking those endless miles back to the field. It's not just words, it's a declaration, a flex from a quarterback who stared down the abyss and is clawing his way out. Fans in the Dog Pound are buzzing, scrolling through those images late into the night, seeing the determination in every frame. Is this the spark we've been waiting for, the one that could ignite a turnaround for a team that's clawed to a 2-7 start, clinging to slim playoff hopes? But let's pull back the curtain on the reality. Watson's journey hasn't been smooth. That initial injury robbed Cleveland of its big offseason splash, forcing the team to lean on Jameis Winston, then P.J. Walker, and now Dillon Gabriel in a desperate search for stability. The offense has sputtered, defenses carrying the load under Jim Schwartz's schemes, but without a steady arm at the helm, those signature comebacks feel like distant memories. And Watson, he's been a ghost, updating sparingly, letting the speculation swirl like fog over Lake Erie. Enter head coach Kevin Stefanski, the steady hand through 2 Coach of the Year nods, but even he's playing it coy when pressed on Watson's timeline. "I'm not sure if that's what we're doing," he says, dodging the question like a well-timed play-action fake. It's vague, almost evasive, and it leaves the locker room and the fanbase in a limbo that's as frustrating as it is tantalizing. Stefanski is not one for hype without substance, so this hesitation speaks volumes. The Browns aren't rushing, not with the season slipping away and a rebuild whispering in the winds of change. Insider whispers from Mary Kay Cabot paint a clearer, if cautious, picture. Watson's making excellent progress, ramping up that rehab like a man possessed, but Cleveland's holding off on opening his 21-day practice window this week. No activation yet, not until at least week 12 against the Raiders. They're waiting for that medical green light, the one that could slot him back into the mix and complicate an already tangled quarterback depth chart. Over the next couple of weeks, expect more clarity, or at least that's the hope. For now, it's a waiting game, one that tests the patience of a fanbase that's seen too many false dawns. Zoom in on those Instagram stories, had to walk a lot of miles to get here. It's poetic raw, a nod to the odyssey from Pro Bowl glory in Houston to the suspensions, the trades, and now this physical battle. Watson's not just rehabbing a tendon, he's reclaiming his narrative, proving the doubters wrong one step at a time. And for Browns fans who've invested emotionally in this $230 million experiment, it's a beacon. Remember the hype of that 2022 deal. The city dreamed of banners in the rafters, of finally breaking the playoff curse. But reality bit hard, off-field issues, on-field rust, and now injuries that feel like cruel jokes. Yet here we are on the cusp. If Watson returns, it's not just about snaps and stats, it's about symbolism. The Dog Pound roaring as he drops back, the energy shifting in First Energy Stadium. But there's a shadow over it all. Owner Jimmy Haslam's recent candor, calling the Watson trade a swing and miss, hangs heavy. It's an admission that stings, a signal that the long-term vision might not include their highest-paid star. With 2 first-round picks looming in the 2025 draft, the front office is eyeing fresh starts, not unfinished business. As the weeks tick by, the tension builds. Gabriel started the last 5, going 1-4 with modest numbers, 869 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks, but he's no savior. Enter Shedeur Sanders, the flashy 5th-round pick backing him up, drawing eyes with his poise and pedigree. NFL insider Albert Breer nails it. The investment levels are worlds apart. Sanders is cheap, under contract low for years. Watson's locked in with $46 million guaranteed next season. It's business, cold and calculated, but in the heat of fandom it feels personal. Browns brass wants to see both young guns play out the string, evaluating for the future while Watson lurks as a short-term bridge or trade chip. The complication? Activating him opens that 21-day window, a ticking clock where Cleveland could return him to the roster or let him fade back to injured reserve. Miss it and he's sidelined for the year. It's a high-stakes poker game, with Haslam holding the cards and fans paying the ante. Through it all, the emotional core pulses, hope flickering against the frustration. We've cheered the dogs, bled orange and brown through droughts and heartbreaks. Watson's tease that simple be ready reignites the fire even if it's tempered by uncertainty. Is this the comeback story that redeems the gamble or the final chapter of a turbulent era? The dog pound waits, united in that unbreakable spirit, ready for whatever drop comes next. Word count 1,400. Diving deeper into the fray, let's unpack what Watson's potential return really means for this Browns squad teetering on the edge. The offense under Alex Van Pelt's guidance has been a patchwork quilt of promise and pitfalls. Gabriel's arm has shown flashes, those 7 touchdowns aren't nothing, but the inconsistency, the turnovers lurking, it's all too familiar for Cleveland faithful. Sanders, with his cool demeanor and that Sanders swagger, represents the unknown upside, a draft steal who could be the face of tomorrow. But inserting Watson, that's injecting rocket fuel into a machine that's sputtering, forcing decisions that ripple through the roster. Imagine the practice fields buzzing if that window opens. Vets like Amari Cooper and David Njoku feeding off Watson's precision. The run game with Nick Chubb, if he's healthy, pounding away behind Jerry Jeudy's roots. Defensively, it's Myles Garrett anchoring the line, Denzel Ward locking down receivers, but they need points to thrive. A Watson sighting could spark a midseason surge, stealing wins from a middling AFC North where the Ravens and Bengals lurk and the Steelers grind. Fan reactions are pouring in, a torrent of orange and brown passion. Social media is alight with memes of Watson rising like a phoenix, hashtags like more glory trending alongside dog pound forever. But there's skepticism too, the scars from 2022 run deep. Another tease. We've heard it before, one fan posts from the tailgates outside the stadium. Others cling to optimism, if he's ready let him cook, we need this. It's that duality, the heart of being a Browns fan, unyielding belief laced with battle-hardened caution. Stefanski's enigmatic update isn't just coach speak, it's strategy. With the team at 2-7, every move is magnified. Opening the window too soon risks re-injury, derailing progress when the future's already murky. Habit sources confirm the Week 12 timeline post-bye, facing a Raiders team that's inconsistent but dangerous. By then, clarity on Watson's arm strength, mobility, decision-making under duress. It's not just physical, it's mental. Coming off a year-plus layoff with the weight of expectations and off-field baggage, can he step in seamlessly? Breer's insight cuts to the chase. Economics rule the day. Watson's cap hit is a beast, tying up resources when the Browns crave flexibility. Haslam's swing and miscomment. It's liberating in a way, freeing the narrative from blind loyalty. The owner wants Gabriel and Sanders to audition, building a quarterback room for the post-Watson era. 2 first-rounders next year. That's ammo to draft a franchise guy or trade up for one. Watson becomes the bridge, perhaps starting a few games to showcase value on the market or mentoring from the sideline if youth takes the reins. The broader NFL watches too. Watson's story is a cautionary tale of talent meeting turmoil. From Houston's stardom to Cleveland's chaos, his rehab odyssey mirrors the Browns' own resilient, flawed, ever hopeful. If he returns and balls out, it validates the gamble, gives the city a hero's welcome. Slump and it accelerates the pivot. Either way, the dog pound's roar will echo, demanding excellence. As we wrap this up, reflect on the miles walked, not just Watson's, but ours as fans. Through Barry's blunders, Haslam's hires, the endless rebuilds, we've walked them together. This tease of return, it's a chapter, not the end. Whether Watson straps it up or steps aside, the spirit endures. Cleveland's football soul is forged in fire, unbreakable. So keep the faith, hit those notifications, share your take in the comments, because in the dog pound, we're all in this fight. Fire up the dogs, the next play's coming. Who's ready? Word count 1,400.